without further ado, allow me to introduce myself. So I'll be your moderator, host for today's webinar. My name is Roman Léoté. So I work at 28 Digital. I am based in Brussels, and I am the coordinator of the Spectral project, which is an EU-funded project which embeds the cybersecurity masters and the robotics masters that we will be discussing today. So why are we hosting the sessions first and foremost? So first, we would like to shed the light on what these master's programs are to provide you with first-hand information from the professors, but also from alumni students that have recently graduated from this program. So we aim to provide you with the technical content or answer to any question that you might have regarding the specialization, what you can learn in this master program, what you can do in the future as well if you decide to enroll in an EIT digital master program in cybersecurity or robotics. We'll provide you with some insights on how it is today to graduate from a master, what you can do afterwards, why these two topics are highly demanded today everywhere in Europe, why competition is real, and there are jobs out there, very interesting. And that's something that we will tackle also today. So focusing on your future, what you can do after your studies. And honestly, it's a great chance to hear directly from professors and students in either or a program and hear from the insights, hearing from their experience firsthand on the curriculum, on the study program, and on the opportunities that our graduates have when studying in these double degree programs. So it's not a sales pitch. It's just pure, honest answers and sticking to the study path and sticking to the experience from alumni students. So round of introduction. Who do we have with us today? We'll have presentation from the following people that have kindly accepted to join today's webinar and animate it together with me. So first we have Andrea. He's a professor at the University of Trento, and he is the robotics program lead. So he oversees the curriculum and the different universities that are part of this program. That's for the robotics part. Then for the cybersecurity master's program, the program lead is Victoria. She's a professor at ELTE University in Budapest, Hungary. And she's the one that manages the cybersecurity program, the specialization, and the double degree from the cybersecurity track. Then we have two alumnus students from both tracks. So from the robotics alumnus recently graduated last year is Lorenzo, and he'll talk more about his experience in the double degree and with the EIT Digital Master School. And for the cybersecurity track, we have also recently graduated Melanie, also graduated last year in 2025, and she'll tell us about her experience in the second track of the program. So her experience in the double degree, studying abroad, and graduating in cybersecurity. Now I'll keep the floor a little bit longer for a brief introduction of the master school and why it is unique, unlike other degrees, and what makes it so special. So number to put forward and to remember here is the structure that makes the uniqueness of the master's program. So it's a master's program in 2 years. It is addressed to bachelor students. Minimum level required would be a bachelor, either that you are about to complete or that you will finish in the next month. And you enroll for 2 years. Within these 2 years, you get to study at 2 different universities abroad. So you must study at 2 different countries as well. International studying abroad and going international is a core part of the master school, and this is a great perk of the study offer that we make. is that not only do you study at two different university, but you also study at two different countries. So, and this is encompassed in the whole double degree program, and you actually earn 2 degrees at the end of the study program. So it's a combined structure. It's something that enables you to see and to study abroad, but also to earn and to gain the degree from the two universities. So it's already a competitive asset when entering the job market, because you can come with and to your future employer starting an internship with 2 degrees, and that makes it a very unique program in Europe. We'll present the countries of study per track in a moment. We have a great panel of European university. We work with a top European university in their fields. So they are all very high end and all offering the best of their specialization, the best professors, and the best study path. So it's a great opportunity to get into one of these famous European university, and to indeed to follow their curriculum and to graduate from it. All of this is a bit abstract. If we look at the study path, so this is what the EIT Digital Master School is offering. So it starts, if you look at the slide from the left, you see the program starts. So it always starts with a kickoff. So when you enroll, you apply, you're selected in the program. You start with a kickoff event that brings all together all the students from the master school, and that's the start of the year, the start of the semester of the first year. Usually it's a social event that's meant to create bonds between students and also give you a sense of community of what the master school is, because it's of course about studying, but it's also part of joining a bigger community, a bigger ecosystem, and you feel that you're part of a true European degree and a true European program, because you get to meet students from everywhere in Europe, but also abroad, global. And then starts the first year. So the first year is completed in one country of choice. It usually, and we'll get into details for the cybersecurity or the robotics track, but it starts with a common base of knowledge, of technical knowledge, so that we make sure that all the students, regardless of their bachelor country or university of origin, are leveled up and that they acquire the common technical knowledge that is needed in either the cybersecurity track or the robotics track. This common base is common to either of the year one university that you choose. It's harmonized among the university. On top of this, on top of this common technical base, is what we call innovation and entrepreneurship courses. So these are also part of the uniqueness of this program, is that with this program, this double degree program, we aim to train not only technicians, but also people that and future students and engineers that also have a business mindset. So whether you would like to create your own company or whether you would like to join a big company, it's important to know how your technical knowledge can be applied to a business setup, understanding the needs of the customer, making sure that whatever you create, whatever you work towards is also facing business and company and industry reality. This is the reality check of the program, this innovation and entrepreneurship. So we bring you these financial knowledge, HR, organizational, that any individual actually needs, and that's also creates a very suited complement to your technical studies. Then bridging, that would be the end of year one. Then at the end of the year one is a summer school, and this makes the link between the first and the second year. And much like the kickoff, the summer school is both a social / study event. So it's meant to be fun, and it's a summer program. So they're usually scheduled in very nice locations, and they are mandatory for any student part of the double degree. They also complement nicely the studies because you work, but in a more informal setting, with engaging workshops, professionals, and it's meant to be more casual and a lot of learning by doing, in a workshop or hackathon or immersive format. It also counts for a few ECTS, so it's an embedded part of the curriculum. It's usually a 10 days to 2-week program in the summer. And then after the summer school is completed, starts the year two, and that's the technical specialization. So there are plenty of specialization available within the master's program. So they are meant to be tailored to what's needed in today's job market, making sure that the future studies also make sense for your future employer. And they're also based on your either your needs or what you wish to study. We'll have a brief presentation of the specialization for the cybersecurity and the robotics track. When it comes to innovation and entrepreneurship, it's still present in the year two. There are innovation and entrepreneurship courses, so business courses aside of the technical knowledge. And finally, the year two ends with an internship and a thesis. This is a mandatory part. It's usually the last semester of the second year is dedicated to internship and thesis. And the program ends with a nice graduation to celebrate the end of the hard studies. And that's where we gather all our graduates, and it's a most formal ceremony where the parents attend, and you meet, and the professors are here as well. And these closes the end of a very nice 2-year cycle. This was the overall, the global big picture of how a 2 years at EIT Digital Master School looks like. Now we'll take some time to deep dive into both programs, starting with the cybersecurity track. And for this, we have Victoria, and I'll hand the floor over to her.
Thank you very much. So my name is Victoria Villani. I'm a program lead for the Cybersecurity Master Program of 28 Digital, and I'm located in Budapest, Hungary, and work at Eötvös Loránd University. So I would like to give you a little bit of overview of the program. So first question, what you can ask, why cybersecurity matters? Of course, there's a lot of different goals, a lot of different expectations from cybersecurity. One of the oldest one, and I think the most important things to protect critical infrastructure, sensitive data from cyber threat, and ensuring the safety and stability of the digital society. This could be the main target. This is the historical target, what we have to protect, what is the main challenge in the world of cybersecurity. Of course, in the new world, when we have increasingly connected and digitalized world, we have different expectations also, like safeguard personal privacy and the business assets. So it could be really important in the life for the different users and for the companies to have the privacy and ensure the privacy of the users. And also important enabling trust and resilient in digital transformation, supporting innovation and economic growth across all sectors. So it could increase the competitiveness on different fields. So they are all very, very important, but we can also list many other challenges and many other things we could solve and we have to solve with cybersecurity. I would like to give a little introduction to the program setting. I cannot change the slides somehow. Yes, thank you. Where can you study cybersecurity? So about this program, we are located in 6 different countries. offering 7 different university to study, which include 6 different places for the entry year, which is the first year, and 6 different places for the entry year, where you can complete your study. The first year, we offer a program in Eötvös Loránd University, Hungary, Babes-Bolyai University in Romania, University of Trento in Italy, University of Twente in the Netherlands, University of Rennes in France, and University of Turku in Finland. They're all offering the first year, which is about the first 60 ECTS. The first 60 credits you have to collect during your study, and the program is very similar in the first year. So the first year we try to give you the similar background, the similar studying similar subject, even if they have a different course name at different universities, but we try to cover exactly the same material. It's really important you all have a same background, especially if you move to the exit university for the second years, you will be able to continue together your study with your colleagues. And you all have very similar background. And what is important here, we had one university for the entry year, University of Rennes in France, but this university is not offering an exit year. So you cannot choose Rennes for the exit year, but there is another French institute which is involved in the program. This is called Eurocrypt in France. So basically for exit year, you can study in Eötvös Loránd University, Hungary, Babes-Bolyai University in Romania, University of Trento, Italy, University of Twente in the Netherlands, and Eurocom in France, and University of Turku in Finland. And you can choose one university for entry year and one for exit year. It's only important you cannot choose 2 universities in the same countries. So this one track is not possible to choose. This is a University of Rennes for entry and for exit Eurocom. So this is not possible. Every other combination of the universities is possible. If you want to learn more about the programs and the structure, you can always check out our homepage. Here there's a QR code which you can just follow it, and this will take you to our homepage, and you can read more about the program. And yes, these are the places you can complete. And the first year, as I mentioned, is really similar. Obtain knowledge about cryptography, privacy, software security, network security, and so on. And after, in the second year, you can choose your specialization. Choosing specialization is an interesting thing. Yes, they are listed all the specialization. So at the 6 universities, we're offering 7 different specialization. Why? Because Eötvös Loránd University have 2 different specialization. One of them is advanced cryptography. Another one is the quantum resistant cryptography. We started only with advanced cryptography about a decade ago, but later, more than a decade ago, but later in the last years, it's got really important, the quantum resistant cryptography, and we started to focus also in that field, where you can study about quantum secure schemes and post-quantum schemes. Yes, in Eötvös Loránd University. In Eurocom, you can study about big data security. This may be related to network security and cloud security. Babes-Bolyai University is offering the specialization in software security. University of Trento is offering a track or the specialization in system security. University of Turku is offering security technologies and intelligence. Originally, there was earlier offering network security, and this is also related to network security. If you want to know more about, you can always check out the homepage. This is exactly the same QR code you already have seen in the previous slide. This takes you to the homepage where you can learn about more details of the program. But we have also one more university here, University of Twente, which is offering the circular security specialization. If you need more knowledge, more content about the specialization, you can check the homepage. You can even find the list of the courses we are offering. Some courses are the mandatory courses, and some other courses elective courses. And what was interesting in Hungary, in Budapest, what I have seen, we are asking the student to take 60 credits per year in the entry year, but many students in that EIT digital program, they have taken 72, even 75 credits per year because they really liked the course. They wanted to study more and they have some extra courses and they were able to take all the course. So I think it's a very nice result from them. And every university you can take extra courses for free, so you don't have to pay for extra credits if you're taking more courses than necessary. So this is about the specialization. And the question you can ask from yourself, is it cybersecurity right for you? The program welcomes applicant holding the bachelor degree in computer science, information system, mathematics, and electrical engineering, and also the reasonable knowledge of the fundamentals of computing and information sciences and technologies may be also considered. So for us, it's important to accept students who has a strong background in the technical field, like listed here, computer science, information system, mathematics, electrical engineering. If you study different field, then we would be happy to take a look on your transcript to see which kind of courses you completed and for how many credits. To decide you will be able to follow up our courses and your studies, or you are not able to follow. So basically, if you have your major from business, then probably this is not the best fit for you, that program. So this is for the student who has a knowledge of the technical subject. And yep. Thank you for your attention. I would like to give back the floor to Roman, or yes, for Roman.
Absolutely. Thank you, Victoria. Well, I suggest that we move on to the second track presentation, so the autonomous systems and intelligent robots. And Deva is here with us.
Thank you, Roman. I hope I took control of the presentation. So, hi everybody, my name is Andrea Del Prete. I'm a professor of robotics working at the University of Trento in Italy, and I am program lead for the program on autonomous systems and intelligent robots, or AUSIR for short. So the next slide, there are going to be a few videos playing, so bear with me for a second as I mute them, if they start as they should. Of course, they are not starting, so I'm going to have to start them myself one by one. So if you're here today, I guess I don't have to convince you that robotics matters, because probably you're already interested in robotics or in cybersecurity. But just a few words and a few videos, I think, could do the job. Here I'm showing you a few examples of different robotic systems. We have a robot manipulator, a quadruped robot, and even a more recent humanoid robot that are being deployed in different industries. Robotics is one of the main drivers of innovation in manufacturing and healthcare and logistics. It's one of the key sectors that can enhance competitiveness in Europe, and I think it can also be a great way for you to secure a high-value jobs for your future career. So if you're interested in robotics, I think studying robotics in your master degree is a very smart choice, both for you and for Europe's more in general. If I manage to move to the next slide, I'm going to show you where you can study robotics in this double degree program. As for the cybersecurity program, we have 2 years, an entry year and an exit year. The list of universities here is slightly different from the entry and exit years, but it's very similar. We have universities in Hungary, in Sweden, in Italy, in France, and in Finland for your entry year. And then for the exit year, we have a few more choices, especially one extra choice in Greece, which is not present for the entry year. The same rule applies as for the cybersecurity. You cannot do entry and exit in the same country or of course, not at the same university. And you can scan this QR code if you want to know more details about the program. Then regarding the first year, the entry year, the study plan is quite similar across the different universities. And here we're going to try to give you some knowledge in what we consider to be the core competencies of robotics and autonomous systems. So you should know that this is a degree that tackles robotics from like a hybrid perspective. On one side, computer science, and on the other side, mechatronics engineer, because robotics has this like double soul. And so we try to tackle both of these souls in this program. So among the core competencies, you're going to have to study robotics, so modeling, control, and also programming of robot manipulators and also mobile robots. You're going to study, of course, artificial intelligence, because that's nowadays a key component of modern robots. So here you're going to study machine learning, including both supervised and unsupervised learning. You're going to study modeling, because robots need to be modeled, to be controlled, to be simulated. That's also true if you want to use so-called data-driven approaches and not only first principle methods. You're going to study estimation, which is a key component of robotics, to perceive the environment of the robot, to estimate the state of the robot itself using different sensor, data fusion, for both linear and nonlinear dynamical systems. And of course, you're going to study control theory, because that's a mathematical background that's needed for you to really understand the mathematical grounding behind robot control. Then you're going to move on to your second year. And here, depending on which university you decide to go to, you're going to study a slightly different aspects of robotics. You can see that we have 9 different options. You have intelligent robots and systems at Alto, intelligent software for autonomous systems, or slightly more software angle at KTH. We have an angle more on transportation systems and robots at in Trento. Big data and intelligent robots at Yarocom in France, autonomous robots and vehicles at BME in Hungary, machine learning for robotics also in Hungary at ELTE. In Bologna, you're going to have instead autonomous systems and robotics for smart industry and intelligent mobility. In Bari, always in Italy, you have aeronautical robotics. And finally, in Greece, you're going to study maritime informatics and robotics. So here you have really a great deal of options to choose from. Finally, regarding the requirements, again, very similar to what Victoria said before, you need to hold a bachelor degree in a relevant field of study to apply for this double degree program, such as electrical engineering, computer engineering, or industrial engineering. You can find the complete list on the website. And we expect you to already have a quite good foundation of technical skills, especially in computer science, so programming, especially C++, data structure and algorithms, of course, mathematics, including calculus, algebra, and statistics. And even though it's not required, but we also recommend you to have some background knowledge in mechanics and system theory, because those are very useful for building your knowledge in your first year. And with this, I've concluded my presentation, so I leave the floor to Roman.
Thank you so much to both of you for this introduction of the 2 tracks, the 2 programs presenting the specialization. I think this answers already a great deal of question. And now, I mean, to complement this first-hand presentation, I would like to give the floor to our 2 students, alumnus. Starting with since we just closed the robotics track, let's reopen it and hear from Lorenzo, who is a very recent graduate from the Intelligent Robots and Masters program.
Hello, thank you, Roman. Hello, everyone. So yes, my name is Lorenzo Fici. And so at the beginning of this journey with 28 Digital, I've chosen my entry and exit universities to be Université Côte d'Azur here in France, in Nice, and KTH in Stockholm, Sweden. And so for me, it has been a great journey, especially the possibility to visit two different countries in such a small period of time. And additionally, I've done my summer school in Rennes, still in France. And so after spending my first semester at KTH, I decided to do my master thesis and my internship back here in Sofia Antipolis in the Côte d'Azur. And actually, I was able to get a master thesis from the professor that taught us during our staying here at Université Côte d'Azur. And so basically, I was able to do a research master thesis into in collaboration with the CNRS, which is the National Center of Scientific Research here in France. And thanks to this master thesis, I was then able to win a PhD scholarship. And so this is what I'm currently doing here at CNRS in collaboration with Université Côte d'Azur. So a PhD in control, which is what I found out I was passionate about. And maybe a couple of points that are that could be interesting to remark is that during my journey, I never felt alone, in the sense that when it was time for me to look for an internship that and a master thesis, that I can imagine that can be a delicate moment. Maybe some of you have already experienced this during your bachelor. I would really say that this ecosystem of 28 Digital can really support you, because it has supported me in the first place. As for example, for my professor, I was able to connect with him, get a master thesis, and then a PhD, still with the same professor. But I know of so many friends and colleagues that managed to get internship opportunity into companies, startup, and so on. So and as well, another thing that always talking about this ecosystem is that, for example, I was able to represent the students of 28 Digital as a student ambassador, which is like to be a student representative. And also thanks to this and thanks to 28 Digital, I was able to participate to some tech events, such as Vivatech, which is like a very big event, a ferry organized in Paris, where all the startups and companies meet. And we actually had the opportunity to be there in some kind of sense, representing 28 Digital. And this, of course, helped me to understand more about what's around us. And of course, this kind of boosted really my motivation. So yes, to conclude about this, I would. So I'm very happy to share my path, because it's thanks to this that I managed to arrive where I am now in this PhD. And so here on the slide you can see my email, and if you want to ask more information, maybe some practical information about France, Stockholm, or what is taking a PhD after, or about the autonomous system program, I'm very open to that, and I would be happy to help you. Thank you, and I give the floor back to Romano.
Thank you so much, Lorenzo, for sharing this experience. Now let's hear actually from another PhD student. We have because we welcome innovators, we welcome people working in big companies, but we also foster students that pursue research and PhDs. And we have two great examples today. Lorenzo, with his pursuing his PhD in control, and we have Melanie now, who will take the floor and speaking about her experience, but also maybe a few words about you, PhD.
Okay, well, nice to meet you, everyone. So my name is Melanie, and I did the cybersecurity track. And I started in Rennes in France, and then I went to Turku in Finland for my second year. I want to share a bit of my background because I think it's important to show you that sometimes the path your teachers want to show to you are not the one you choose. I decided to pursue cybersecurity because I was really passionate about that for 8 years. And when I finally entered cybersecurity track, after 6 months, I discovered that none of the jobs that were proposed to me as pen tester and so were the one where I saw myself like waking up every morning to go to work for my entire life. And so I went to my teachers and I told them, yeah, I think I have a problem because it's not adding up here. And they helped me to their best of their possibility. And I started to do something a bit not weird, but different from what we could have. So in classes, we had a research project which was mixing regulation and cybersecurity. And I was thrilled. I mean, this was this was what I wanted to do. So in my second year, I already chose Turku, and it was network. I did do the network specialization it's not the same anymore because they changed. It was really interesting, but I knew that I wasn't going to do something in networks. So after that, I went back to France and I decided to do my internship in, again, low regulation and cybersecurity. And after this, I tried to find a PhD in Rennes again, and I was rejected. But then, I don't know, maybe it was sheer luck, I don't know. I saw an offer in Bordeaux here in France. And, well, I did get the PhD position, and now I'm working on surveillance techniques and how to evaluate them in regard of cybersecurity, privacy, and regulation. So it's really interesting, but it's not something you think about when you're hearing cybersecurity for the first time. So yeah, my message to you is that sometimes the less traveled path is really interesting as well. And sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes you're going to be lost. And at some point you have to ask yourself, what do you like? And what don't you like? What do you don't see yourself doing every day for the rest of your life? And after that, you can work and try to like create the job you want to do, actually. And I think this is really important, that nothing is falling from the sky. You have to like create it. And I'm really grateful for 28 Digital because the teachers I had tried their best to help me. They were really, really kind, and they did everything they could to help me reach my goal, which I didn't know what it was at the time. And I met fantastic people there. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, cybersecurity sometimes was hard. But I wasn't alone. I was with my fellow student, and we went through the hardship together. So yeah, I'm really happy I did this, and also I think this motivated my the people who hired me to hire me because I had a background in Finland as well. And they were like, okay, then she might know how to speak English. Yeah, I think this is one of the motivation for my PhD. But yeah, I'm really grateful I did choose this path and I don't regret it. So thank you for your attention. And if you have any question, don't hesitate. Unfortunately, there is not my email address here, but you can find, I guess, my email address on the web, or I can put it in the chat for you if you have any question. Worst case scenario, I'm also on the Discord with my name. So you can ping me on Discord because I know there is an EIT Discord. I don't know if you have it already or not. Yeah.
Good call. Thank you so much both for sharing your experience, but also your journey. It's indeed, I'd like to bounce back on this last point that you mentioned. It's not always easy to be a foreigner in a foreign country that you don't know, and it's great to know that you can rely on your peers on the very warm welcome of the entry or the exit university, and making sure that that the whole journey runs smoothly. So thank you both for sharing, and wishing you all the best in your future thesis and research work. I will close up before we open and we take questions, and I see them popping in the chat, so I want to make sure that we have some time. I'll brush over the more admin aspect of how to apply, and if you are interested, how to get in this program. There are academic requirements to meet. One of them is to have a bachelor degree either already completed or in the process of being completed. So if you are in your final year of bachelor degree, you are eligible to apply and you can submit your finalized bachelor degree at a later stage. We welcome application from people with a minimum of bachelor degree or equivalent. You must also meet the field of studying. This is detailed on each of the tracks website, but there are also some indeed engineering, computer science minimum requirements to be met for entering the program. English is also a mandatory requirement. Any course is taught in English. In any country that you study at, everything is flattened, and the language of studying is English. So for that, we require a minimum level of English that is proven by a certificate. So the two most common one are the EITs and the TOEFL. So we ask candidates to submit a proof of completion and a minimum level of English. Now, the double degree program is a paying program. There is a fee that is attached to it. It comes with great perks, but indeed, it's important to tackle this as well. The fees differentiate whether you are an EU national or non-EU national. Regardless of these, there are a certain number of scholarships and financial support available to any applicant. It is possible to apply to the scholarship at the same time that you apply for the study program. It's all centralized in the application portal. And when you select your track, when you select your study program, start filling your application, you can also apply for a scholarship. I highly recommend that you apply nonetheless, because thanks to the support of the European Commission that we receive, we are able to grant a lot of scholarship to many students. So we are able to financially support in their 2 years of studies, and the scholarship covers the 2 years. We're able to support many students. So even if you have a doubt, am I eligible or not, just apply, and you might get a chance to get at least a tuition fee waiver, so having your fees cancelled for the 2 years. Or for the most meritable, the best students, we have the Scholarship of Excellence, which entail a full tuition fee waiver plus a monthly allowance for the entire duration of your studies. Application periods now. So currently the application period 2 is open until the 15th of April 2026. If you are interested in either of the program, I highly recommend that you submit your application within this time frame. So within application period 2. This is where you get the most chance to get in, and we can make sure that you have your preferred entry or exit university of study. If you apply in period 3, still possible, still opened. However, there might be less seats open and available. You get to select your entry and your exit university. However, the most demanded one also get full quicker. So if you want to maximize your chances of getting into your preferred degree and your preferred university, I highly recommend that you complete the application within period 2. And application is guaranteed for EU applicants, so because you don't require a visa. However, for non-EU applicants, it might be trickier because there is a whole visa process to observe. And usually we recommend to EU applicants to apply at the very beginning of the application process. So for those of you that might be non-EU here in the room, you can always, try your luck with period 2 if you're all set with visas. Otherwise, the next application period, so for the academic year 2027, will open in November 2026, so almost 1 year before, and that's where we welcome most of our non-EU applicants. It's all detailed on the website as well. Finally, the application is, it's now opened, and it's important to note that the applications are centralized, and this is the role of, the organization that I represent, of EIT Digital or 28 Digital. It's the same. And we take care of the application portal. So you should not apply at the university locally. If you want to enroll to ELTE, to Trento, no need to go to the university and apply there. For the double degree program, the international program, we centralize the application, the scholarships as well. It's all funneled through the master school application portal. The link on the screen is clickable, and for any double degree program, this is the one-stop shop. Thank you very much for your attention. I will now browse through the comments to make sure that we can answer some of them orally. I also see some movement in the chat. Okay, so we had a very first one from Muhammad to understand how these things can actually impact in real life. So I think we provided enough examples here through the specialization and also the testimonies from the students and the professors. So I hope that we answered to your query, and that you meant to see how cybersecurity or robotics are needed, and if they are right fit for you as well. That's the most important, is to pursue a curriculum and a degree in something that you like. From Flavio, I see a question. Any European university joining the program? Anyone in Germany? So no, we do not have Germany as a partner university. Not now, not for this academic year 2026. The list of university is fixed, so it's the one that Andrea presented for the robotics track. And regarding the change, it is indeed it's possible to change. However,
I've already answered in the chat.
Okay, amazing.
Roman.
Sorry, I missed that. Let's move on. So you have your answer in writing. Also, you answered also regarding the internship, the second part of the question.
Yeah, and I've answered
super.
also to Ricardo below.
Okay. I see a question from Mihai from candidates with a non-computer science background. So here, I mean, we value professional experience as well when looking at applications. So people that might not have such a strong technical background, however, sometimes this balances out with internship or professional experience. So I invite you to check the details of and the requirements of the track that you're interested into. And if you have a specific case, you can always write to our application, to our admission office for any specific case that you might have regarding your application. And they can, on a case-by-case basis, they can assess it and provide you with a more tailored answer. Short answer is, yeah, we value also professional experience. I see, yeah, Ricardo, you answered as well. So I'll move on to the next question from Mohammed. Law student. So law student, unfortunately, unless you have a technical background in engineer or computer science, law students are not eligible to the program. If your major is law, that would not be eligible. Okay, I'm browsing down. A question regarding internship and the masters in general. Should I choose the exit university in the country the company is from? Are the students work alongside doing the masters? So that's a more generic question regarding internship. I can take that one. So internship is again a very free and it doesn't affect the exit university, meaning that you can choose an exit university of your choice and you can do your internship in another country in the EU, in another EU country. It can be your hometown, it can be your exit university town, it can be another opportunity that you might have abroad within the EU. That is perfectly acceptable. Are there students who work alongside in doing the masters? The masters are they require 100% commitment, so it's not part-time. It's not meant for adults that already work and that would like to upskill. They are meant to be in person. They are not the courses are not online. They are taking place at the university premises. So I mean, then student job, depending on the regulation of the country, is always possible, but it's always a side activity. The main focus should be on the studying. Can the thesis be done in collaboration? Have we answered that one? Yes, I see it has been answered. Question regarding scholarship. I can take that one as well. Shizom. I have a question regarding scholarship. I understand that the university... yes, good one. So indeed, the scholarships, and I can put them on screen here again. So these are the EIT digital scholarships. So the ones that are funded via the European Commission mostly. However, as you rightfully pointed, there are separate scholarships. So you can double up your chances by either applying to the EIT digital scholarship at the application stage. However, the university have their own scholarship and funding scheme program. So I invite you to, and they are listed on the EIT digital more information page. So indeed, you can double up your chances and apply for EIT digital scholarship, but also check what's available in the local university. You cannot have double funding. This is not acceptable, obviously. So if you are selected for an EIT digital scholarship, you would take this one. However, I invite you to apply. I mean, applying to several scholarship is permitted. In the end, you might, if you are lucky enough to be selected in different scholarships programs, so a local university program or an EIT digital program, you would be asked to choose. However, indeed, I strongly invite you to check the local grants and the local scholarship that you would apply locally, and to try your luck with the EIT Digital Scholarship. Again, bearing in mind that you would get to choose the most beneficial one at the end if you're lucky to be selected to several. What is the percentage of accepted application? This is hard to tell and to give a number. I don't know if the professors have a figure in mind, because it very much depends on the number of application that you receive, the quality of the application that we receive, and maybe my colleague have a more precise answer.
I don't have a very good statistics since I took this role only very recently. Probably Victoria has better statistics on that.
I don't remember the exact data. We usually check the applicant will be able to finish the program, will be able to succeed. If we think they're able to succeed, we try to accept the application, but we are not offering immediately a scholarship for them. So basically, we have to test, are you good enough for this program or not? Somehow have to decide it, but I cannot really say exact numbers, how many we accepted. Usually we have some number of applicants, and we have some number of students who enrolled in the fall, and somewhere we are losing 50%, but I'm not sure which stage we are losing the 50% acceptation, or they are turning down our offer. I'm not sure where we are losing that amount of student.
Yeah. Okay.
And there was a question about the programming skills will be tested. I just started to answer it, but I then stopped answering. You won't be tested for programming skills when you are applying for the program.
Yeah, this was the question from Mihai. Okay, so not tested.
Sorry, I just started to write, so I then stop it.
So again, a question from Sarin. Again, I guess this one ties up also to internship and industrial collaboration. So the internships can be done, at any company. However, as the double degree is also powered with EIT Digital, 28 Digital, we have a network of affiliated companies and companies that are in our ecosystem, and we facilitate the internships of our students via our network of companies. So we help our students thanks to our network of industry partners, and thus we aim to also support you in that sense and in your pathway by connecting you with our industry partner. And again, does this depend on our second university? No. Again, same answer. The internship can be completely separate from the exit university, so the second university. The country can be different, and the company doesn't have to be affiliated with the exit university, the second university. How many available spots? So here we welcome cohorts of we have cohort of usually 50, 70 students up to 100 students per track. So between 50 and 100 in cybersecurity for 2 years, and between 50 and 100 in robotics for each year. It depends on the number of application on the available spots. Again, first here, it's on I would say a first come first served basis. So again, tying up with my point of applying in period 2. So in period 2, when the slots are filled up, then the university cannot accept more students, so you have less chances of having your first choice selected. However, and I've had this question before, and it's an important point. What's important is the application period. So meaning that we welcome application within the period. If you apply on the first day of the period or on the last day of the period, it doesn't matter. We look at the application only when the period ends. and the answer about scholarship and study offer are sent 1 month after the closure of the period. So what matters is the time frame is the period time frame, not within the period. So make sure you apply before April 15 to get a better chance to get in. And scholarships are awarded at the same time that you receive the study offer. So if you apply for the study program, you apply for the scholarship, and when you receive the answer yes or no with your entry and exit year, and you also received an answer for the scholarship that you applied for. So you already know if you're enrolled, and you already know if you're financially supported.
I think there is one difference here about the scholarship for excellence, because this will be decided at the end of the third period. So we are deciding always half tuition fee waiver and full tuition fee waiver when we are sending out the acceptance letter, but the scholarship of excellence will be decided in the last minute, because we want to see all the applicants and want to be sure the best applicant will receive this type of scholarships. I think this is at the end. So if you don't get this type of scholarship, don't worry, you still can get it at the end of the third period.
Okay, thank you for making this point clear. Okay, let's take. I see one more question that I overlooked in the Q&A. I hope the person Ivan is still with us. Again, on internship, I confirm that internship is done in the second year and in the second semester of the second year, and this is a mandatory requirement of the curriculum. So no internship in the first year. However, internship in the second year. And is any country eligible for internship? Yes, it must be a European country, though. Any European country is eligible. And right on time, I think we covered all the questions. So I will close this webinar by thanking you all very much. And you have my contact details here on the screen. Feel free to reach out directly for a specific question or follow up. I'll be happy to either answer myself or redirect you to the right person to talk to. And I wish you a great end of day. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.